Today we're going to make a DIY potato twister. To get started, we will use an empty can of corn. This can be any kind of can, but we will use this one because it is the perfect size. First, let's open the can by pulling the tab on top. Pour the contents of the can into a glass bowl. We will use this empty can for the potato twister. Now, let's rinse the can to get rid of any corn pieces that may be left inside. We will make sure that the can is clean. Now, we're going to use a marker to draw a small mark in the center of the can. This mark will be important later. Now we're going to drill a hole in the center of the can. This hole will make it easy to thread the rod through the can. The diameter of the drill bit should be the same size as the rod we will use. Let's use a ruler to mark a line on the top of the can, about a ½ inch from the top. We will cut along this line to create a hole in the top of the can. Now, we're going to use a rotary tool with a cutting disc to cut along the line we drew. Make sure to cut all the way around the can so that the top can come off. Use a small screwdriver to loosen the edge of the can and remove the top. Now, we're going to smooth out any sharp edges around the opening of the can. This will make it safe to use and prevent any cuts when we are using it. Next, we will use a plastic bottle to make a base. Let's start by cutting the bottle just above the bottom. Cut off the top part of the bottle. The remaining part will be the base of the potato twister. Now we can place the can inside the bottle, making sure that the bottom of the can rests on the bottom of the bottle. Using scissors, we are going to cut off a portion of the base of the bottle. We will use the remaining piece for the top part of the potato twister. We're going to use a heat gun to soften the plastic of the bottle base that we cut off. This will make it easier to mold around the can. Now we're going to mold the plastic around the can. We will use our hands to press the plastic firmly against the can. Make sure to press it all the way around the can. Next, we will take the lid of the bottle and use a drill to make 3 holes. These holes will hold the rod that we will use to turn the potato. Now we can place the lid of the bottle on the top of the can. The lid will act as a support for the rod that we will use to turn the potato. We are going to use a wire coat hanger to make the rod of the potato twister. Using pliers, cut the hanger in half and throw away the bottom hook. Using a rotary tool with a cutting disc, we're going to cut the end of the wire. Now we're going to screw a screw into one of the holes in the lid of the bottle. Now let's screw another screw into one of the other holes. Now we are going to cut the lid of the bottle. We will use a knife to cut the lid along the side, leaving a portion of the lid with the screws attached. Now we will push the rod through the holes in the lid. The screw will prevent the rod from moving. Next, we will screw the lid onto the rod. We can use a screwdriver to help with this. To ensure that the lid is securely attached to the rod, we can use hot glue to cover the entire area around the lid. This will help prevent the lid from loosening during use. Now we can insert the rod into the can. The lid will now act as a handle for turning the rod. Now let's take a potato and insert the rod through the potato. This will make potato chips that are the shape of a twister. We can remove the potato from the rod. As you can see, the potato is now shaped like a twister. You can now fry your potato twisters or use them in a salad. I hope you enjoyed this DIY potato twister tutorial.